Watching someone lose their life to breast cancer changes you. In this video, I'll share my experience and how it transformed my perspective on self-breast examinations. On the evening of the 15th of July in 1996, I was involved in a road traffic accident. My tibia, also called my shin bone, was fractured. As a result, I was hospitalized for 3 months. My bed was in the third bay of the female ward in the teaching hospital. I had my legs strung up on some contraption that ensured that my bones would be properly aligned when they healed. Chichi, who was in the bed closest to mine, was 30 years old. She was fair-skinned, slim and beautiful. She was lovely in a way that drew me to her. She had a uniquely husky voice. I noticed after a while that she was unable to sit up in her bed, and I wondered why, until one day when she told me her story. She said she had noticed a small lump in her breast 3 years ago and had been told by her doctor that a biopsy was required to diagnose what type of lump it was. She said she was frightened that the lump might be malignant and that she would have to have a mastectomy to remove her breast. And so she didn't go for the biopsy and she didn't tell anyone. She went about life as usual. 2.5 years later, she began to have pain in her back, and after a while, she had problems walking properly. Her parents took her from one hospital to the other, but the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong until one doctor, I think that was the 6th doctor, at the 6th hospital she was taken to, decided to give her a very thorough physical exam. He examined her breasts and he observed that one of them was particularly hard to touch. It turned out that the little lump of 2.5 years ago was malignant. The cancer had spread all over her body and was now attacking her spine. She was then transferred to the teaching hospital where we met. Chichi's mother visited regularly. She was obviously angry, and the reason was that her daughter had not confided in her, because if she had, she felt she would have done something to prevent the situation from worsening. We would talk every day and her voice got raspier and weaker. Even then, it didn't dawn on me. I woke up one morning to the sound of curtains being drawn around Chichi's bed. Initially, I thought it was the doctors concluding their ward round, although it was a little bit earlier than they usually would. I later understood that the drawing of the curtains at an unusual time meant that death had come calling. Chichi had unknowingly valued her breast over her life. She made an uninformed decision and things ended badly. It's been almost 30 years now and I still remember Chichi vividly. I have shared this story because I know that early detection saves lives, and I don't want what happened to Chichi to happen to anyone. Now let's talk about breast self-examination. We all know that this can be done in front of the mirror, in the shower, or while lying down. Doctors advise that the best time to do a monthly breast self-exam is about 3 to 5 days after your period starts. Even though my cycles have become quite irregular during perimenopause, I have set an alarm on my phone for a fixed day every month to do a thorough self-breast exam. I also put in a lot of effort into trying to get my mammogram done routinely, because with brain fog and everything that's happening to me in perimenopause, it's quite easy to skip medical appointments. If during your self-breast exam you find a lump, or your nipple suddenly begins to turn inwards, or there's a nipple discharge, or there's a rash around your breast, these are not normal. I know it can be frightening. I've had 2 scares myself, but please see your doctor immediately. In my case, I was fortunate that my lumps were cysts and so they were harmless. If you haven't already done so, please set an alarm for your monthly breast exam today. Take good care of yourself. Remember to be your sister's keeper. I'll see you soon.